Well. So we decided we'd do a double whammy here for you. So we brought you to 2 breaks in one. But we've been talking about power of nature and destruction that nature can cause, etc. So before we talk about the actual conditions of surf today, at this point anyhow, and introduce you to these 2 breaks, have a look at this. We walked out the NS jetty up there not even a year ago. So this has happened within the last year. We walked right out by where you're seeing that white PVC tube in, and we stood up there and we thought that a few guys beyond that was crap, but up there was stable. So all of this destruction has happened here in the recent past. Terrible destruction on the west coast again. You will also see that is Cobbler's Cove. So if you've never seen Cobbler's Cove before, that is it directly in the center of the camera. And as you can see what's happening here, we've already lost a tree that was here. We now are losing this Caltrine tree is not be around too much longer either. That will be gone real soon. So that will definitely be falling. But as you'll notice on the side of Cobbler's Cove, they've laid that groin and you can walk between the actual outside wall they've done and their wall itself, but not today because water is going over there and surging right through the actual walkway or where you will come out to swim halfway up there. But check the power of nature. Look, water is going right up in the car park here. A lot of surfers are down here. So we thought we'd pop through here. We haven't been through here for a little while. Look, that poor paddle boat gone. That'll be gone in a second. Power now getting up. Swell is much bigger this morning from what I'm seeing. But as you can see here, we're going to be talking first what we left at Cobbler's Cove. We've talked this many times. I've told you how many times we've surfed here in the past. I've told you how amazing it is. This is the left that comes here at Cobbler's Cove. And then you have the right, which I used to refer to as Sandwich Right when it was Sandwich Hotel there when I first started surf. However, it's more commonly known as a fort. That's a right just up in there where you're seeing the other guys surfing. So 2 completely different swells here. Again, you can find one breaking and the other one not breaking. All depends on swell direction. Today the swell direction is beautiful. It fares for all of the breaks. This place here, very nice and hollow. Not nearly as long as Samidasi Island, but it does have a good left. It's very similar to Miramar. A little bit longer than Miramar, but very similar to Miramar as well. And if you don't know where Miramar is, that'll be directly in front of Royal Pavilion Hotel. That's the left that comes in up here. There's another selected area for people who enjoy lefts like Miramar. This would be it, or Backstrop or Sandy Bend. As you can see, lovely wave. Not quite holding that or barreling, but that would be do with the size. If it was any bigger, it would most definitely be barreling because conditions look great. Wind is off our back, so we know it's blowing into the swell. Perfect barrels. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to take you around this point in a second. We're going to walk over this direction here. Check. Mr. States himself has returned, so he's coming to have a look at it as well. I don't think he's surfing today. He came in yesterday, but he's coming to have a look at it. But guys out there going off, having a great time. Really good surf. There's a new one that's developing just up inside by the actual area where it used to be sanitation services, or just on the other side of Schooner Bay. Just as you get to the end of Schooner Bay Beach, they've dropped a lot of grinds and stuff in there. You can see it breaking off of there. It has had a swell all along, but it's forming better now because more sand since the grind has been built is laying on that reef. So it's becoming a little bit more makeable than it used to be. It seemed to be really fast, but the sand seemed to have slowed it down a bit. So that was interesting as well. Well, that's from our observations of what we've seen when it's been breaking. We're going to take you across here. We got on our boots to walk across here, but we had to run out from where we are right now because you will see what's happening here. Check the groin on the inside of us. Look. That's what's going on. So we 10 minutes here that we don't get washed away. We're wagon up inside, we're going back in that direction. So the guys been surfing all morning, taking a rest and getting ready to go back out. You been out, brother? You went out yet? All right, man. You left looking really good today, though. All right, man. You ever saw that left working before? You saw that left working many times, huh?
Yeah, I've surfed there before over the years.
Sweet, man. Just like Miramar, too, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just telling people they're almost identical breaks.
Yeah, I just got a phone call, so it's good down there, too.
Beautiful, man. I'm working our way up and see what we can find.
Yeah,
all right, brother.
yeah,
Catch you later, right? All right, man. Cool. All right, we're going to take a run across the front here. Remember, we will get surges coming in on us, but we just saw a set come through. So if my timing is right and my memory of surfing is correct, we will not get the huge surf. Of course, we'll get a surge coming over here, but not something that's going to wash us off of this wall, which would happen if we do not time this right. So surfers will be coming across here with the same attitude as well, trying to time the sets. We're going to give this one a break, let us wash on our feet, and we're going to stop here for a second and then we'll move on again. We know it's going to surge up. That's not a problem. We don't mind getting wet shoes today, or wet socks today, because today we're out here to show you something, and the only way to show you right now is to get ourselves wet. But I'm going to pick up a little speed, because I see some steps here, and I'm going to work myself on top of it for a minute, and keep ourselves a little more dry and get it soaked at the moment, feet-wise anyhow. I brought the magnification up to 1x. I was running at a 0.6 before. Ah boy, you see your timing is still good. Alright then. So we brought this up to 1x for you so you can actually see basically what we are seeing right now. We have it put only 0.6 because it's closer up that we want to bring this here and not be as far off as we were for like the ranges that we were working in before. So it's a little bit tighter now on the view. Alright, so all of these surfers that you've seen behind us, they will now struggle to come through here. There are options. The options are to come this way that we've just come, or you can come from the other side of St. Peter's Bay where they have a public thoroughfare that comes out there. But this right now is probably where most of the surfers will come from because they're watching the lefts and the rights. And as you can see, bad timing out here can be a problem for you. My boots are waterlogged. I really don't care. We're doing this here. I'm enjoying it. As long as the camera equipment is safe, and we're able to show you. We're going to take it. Here we go. We're going to do this. Pushing up in the air, and every time we see something coming out, because the equipment is what we're worried about. Not worried about getting wet. That's one issue. As you will see, Bill's tearing and going across here. I guess he's testing out his hip. Okay, he was just saying that he just had his hip done a couple of months ago, so certainly putting it to the test just now running across here. Cross here can also be really slippery on occasions as well. You can see different coloration and stuff. You can see there is some moss that's growing on it, so be careful when you're walking on it. Areas where there's sand, a lot easier to walk on because it gives you the grip. St. Peter's Bay. We didn't plan to come all the way over here, but as we come in here, we've got a little bit of a shelter from the rain here at the moment, keep the equipment well. But it's St. Peter's Bay, and the other access to this surf break is just right here at the end of this beach. Where you see it start to go up on the section on the inside of Coconut Limbs. That is where there's a public access that comes through. So you could walk through from there. Parking out there is a little bit tight, but you can walk through from there and get to where we are quite comfortably. So if you're coming down and you're experiencing what we just experienced, I am fully waterlogged. Those shoes right up the ankle is soaking wet, but I was safe. Just want to keep the equipment well. Alright, so beyond here, next break, next official break, you see me Mullins, which will be Mullins break itself, which is to the left. And then from Mullins, you're going to find beyond that there are all the other breaks of Tropicana and stuff going in that direction. So we'll take you up bit by bit. We'll cover whatever we can. We're not promising you anything. We're just going to show you what we can show you. And hopefully you will enjoy it as well. For all those die-hard surfers that have never seen the fort, this is the fort. If you're not familiar with this break, please surf it with the locals because the coral out here is crazy. If you're going here wrong tide, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And as you can see quite clearly, the surge out here ain't easy. I'm getting soaking wet again. I don't care. Here we go. This is what I want to show you over here. This is one of the fastest rights on the island and can get some exceptional right barrels. Fast, long, and deep right barrels. This would be like, I would have to say this would be similar to what you would call, similar to Hull on steroids. That's what this would be. Because this holds bigger and bigger and bigger, and like Hull, where after it gets to just overhead kind of size, overhead to head and a half, where Hull tends to close out, this does not close out. It goes further and further offshore and breaks on the reef. This is a seriously challenging break. If you're coming here to surf, be careful. Find out from the locals the tides, find out from the locals and talk to them as you're going out and find your way out safely and safely back in, because there are a lot of coral out here, and if you come here at low tide, you're going to get chopped up as though you were at Tropicana. So very similar kind of effect. Maybe not quite as shallow as the Tropicana section, but actually let me take that back. It's as shallow as Tropicana, because if you get up on the point here, it's between left and your right, it turns into like really shallow conditions. Right, let's go again. So, well, as you can see, we are trying to get ourselves across at minimal damage. But see all the rocks up here? They didn't get put up here by people in their hand. These got put up here by the nature itself, power of nature that we were talking about. You will see along here lots of pieces of steel. That wasn't one, but a piece of reinforced steel has been put here over time that has been lost. The beach front's been lost, and I've rebuilt another wall and another wall and another wall, and that's what happens down here on the west coast. So if you're down here on the west coast, please wear beach shoes. If you're walking in areas such as this, right here in the boardwalk, obviously fine. But if you're venturing off onto the beaches or walking from one beach to another via say, I would say cliffside edges or edges along the land side, please, please, please exercise caution. Don't skylark down here. Down here is not easy. Oops, this is going to catch you off guard. Let me get back. Quick, quick, quick. Woo, that was a good one. All right. We talk all the time about different materials that are used on the ocean front. Some people can afford it, some cannot. But as you can see right here, we're looking at stainless steel right across here. Definitely beautiful. All the gates and everything. Obviously, money is being put into this. This is a security measure here on the cliff itself. I'm glad we're coming across now because it looks as though the swell is getting bigger and it might be even more difficult to get in here in a little while. But we're actually now wet up to waist. So everything up to waist level has been wet and wet well. So we're going to try and make it across here. Guys, see another setting outside with the guys. So we go across. So this is what we can be encountering for you. That's it. That went right up to my knees. So you can appreciate that my hiking boots right now are like training boots. They're like 4 pounds heavier than normal. So I'm using these spikes to hold on and brace myself with because this surge of water I'm pretty experienced with and I know what the potential is. Right now I'm being lucky because it's coming at a little bit of an angle across this wall and running from north to south, so I can brace myself for the water coming from that angle. However, there are the occasional times you get any direct come in, it's coming straight in at you, and therefore you want to make sure you're going to get hurt or damaged. You want to make sure to take care of your equipment. So these spikes can be utilized, unlike broken glass or conch shell, which is sometimes used in its place. We've seen quite a bit of that, or razor wire. You can actually hold on to these here if you need to support yourself as you're walking across here. So err on the side of caution at all times. Alright, we're going to be making our way from here now. We just want to show you another view of the beauty and power of nature. We're showing you 2 different surf breaks here. This is, if you're looking on a map, see where we are. This is Leamington House, so you can look that up yourself. You can find this information on there and use that as a landmark to where we are. It would have changed a lot over the years, so you may not even recognize it. For example, you see a huge beach down there in front of where Schooner Bay is. That was a massive beach at one time, played beach cricket. Used to have big parties and thing on that beach. It's gone now. So looking at it like this here, and you've not seen it for a few years, you probably may not know exactly where we are. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed what we brought for you. This is our second free day, 1 live, 1 4K. We don't know what else is happening, but as we said before, we will show you the beauty of Barbados to our eyes. So whatever that involves, we will make sure and do so. We've said our serenity prayer on our live. We said our serenity prayer on our Six Men's Bay video a little while ago. However, we're going to say our serenity prayer here because there's some people that may get this and may not get to see Six Men's or any others. So if you'd like to join us, please do so. We're going to take the focus right in and hopefully be able to pick up a little bit of the Spike Sung area. You can see what was our wax cement plant and the jetty in the far distance. That gives you a bearing of where we are in relation to the coastline. Spike Sung is direct behind that huge white object in the middle there, which is Schooner Bay. Alright, so we'll focus on nature itself and we will say our serenity prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Have a blessed day, people. I'm going to go and work myself out of this crowd of cars and stuff up in here. And not sure if we're coming something else, but if we are, you will know. So we don't know if we'll be live or if it'll be 4K. We don't even know if we're going to do it, but hopefully we'll be catching else for you later on. See you all later. One love. One love. I remember we're Barbados, the Journey 246. Come and walk with us. Be a part of something different.